I've been working on building a lot of healthier habits recently. I woke up at 6 a.m. this morning. It's a Friday, and luckily I had the day off work. It's 4th of July weekend. So waking up earlier, getting more exercise, I went for a little bit of a run. And with my day off, I also wanted to explore outside. So I checked out Devil's Tower. I hiked around it, and I'm slowly scoping it out to figure out if I'm hoping to climb it in the next year or two. I just need to get in a little better shape before that happens. So I'm always looking for ways to improve my understanding of the world, pick up healthier habits, understand more about my surroundings. And over the past 5-10 years, I've learned a lot about different mental models, probably over 100 different popular mental models, but there's really one that stands above all the others that I've learned. And let's go ahead and just jump right into it. I'll throw it up on the screen. This chart is a Venn diagram that shows a really powerful concept. The left side represents important things in your life, and the right side represents what's within your control. Now, the overlap area is where you should focus your efforts. Of course, there are a lot of important events and things in your life in the world, but when you spend time trying to change things that are outside of your control, you add unnecessary stress. It's often counterproductive. And there's one vivid example that comes to mind with the upcoming elections. Political campaigns naturally polarize people. That's how they get people attached to candidates and into voting booths. But as a result, some debates can ruin family gatherings, friendships, and even work relationships. Yet, with that said, the average person doesn't have an impact on the outcome, statistically speaking. Even if you're living in a swing state, you have little to no impact on the outcome. I put together a compelling argument with 3 main reasons as to why I don't vote in at least presidential elections, and I'll drop a link to that research down in the description below. So adding this to the mental model, it kind of puts it in perspective. And half the people watching this will probably discount this research that I'm sharing. The simple statement, "I don't vote," runs counter to what a lot of people believe. Their emotional response kicks in, but I challenge everyone watching to try and be a little more objective. It's not easy to do, because there's absolutely no doubt that presidential elections are important, but the outcome is likely well outside of your control, unless you're a multi-millionaire, billionaire. Then you'll have a little more control. So with that said, it's still important to know what's going on in the world. Throughout your life, some important things that were once out of your control will shift to being a little more within your control. So these circles really simplify a big idea, but in reality, the lines are blurred. Over time, points move around within the circles, and now, without making it too convoluted, let's add one more important factor. This third bubble represents your understanding of the world. The overlap of all 3 circles is where you should really focus your efforts, because if you do that, your understanding of the world grows. Knowledge growth happens naturally as you age. You learn more about important things in life, and you also gain more control of your body and the environment. But focusing on the overlap area will improve the rate at which you learn. This approach also maximizes your total potential understanding of the world. Our actions compound, and compounding is a very powerful cross-disciplinary concept. You might hear that term often in the financial world and with investing, but good decisions also compound. They build up over time, because good decisions can often lead to even better decisions, or at least the ability to make better decisions. So, of course, there are many important things in your life, but you have little to no control over most of them. So just try and start worrying a little bit more about what you can control. As your thought process and efforts become more productive, your stress levels can drop. If you ever find yourself in a tough situation, just simply start by asking yourself, what's most important and what can I control? That helps put things in perspective and can improve your productivity by leaps and bounds. This was just some quick information or a quick mental model I was sharing today. I'd really appreciate it if you tap the like button down below as well as subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have, thank you so much. I hope to continue sharing unique ideas around mental models, investing, the economy. My background kind of gives me a unique perspective, and sometimes I'm able to connect ideas that other people overlook, and I try to be very concise with the information that I give. Not a lot of filler. You'll find a lot of other people online, they talk a lot, but they say very little. So I always try to avoid doing that. So I hope you stick around, and please let me know if you have any comments or questions below.